Hydroponic Muscari. Hydroponic, you may, if you follow us, you might hear us talking about hydroponics quite a lot. It means that they're grown on water. So you can see in the trays here that there are some quite nasty little spikes, and the bulbs are impaled between the spikes or on the spike depending on what size they are. So this is the first hydroponic trial of Muscari in the UK as far as we're aware, so it's all pretty new and shiny and very exciting. Now, I've dealt with this product before several moons ago when I dealt with Waitrose, and we sold it as a container of bulbs, and they're really difficult. Even if you plant all of the bulbs at the same time and you treat all of the bulbs the same, they're really quite difficult to get them to an even coverage. Ideally, of course, the supermarket technologist would like them all to be uniform and coming up at the same height and the same level all at the same time, and exactly at the same point as they're ready to outload for Mother's Day. But of course that doesn't necessarily happen because that's nature and it doesn't really work like that. So we thought we'd have a go at growing them on water. So there's no peat, no soil, and actually the water that's being used is 80% harvested rainwater, which means that these little fellows are pretty eco-friendly. Now, we've been running them a couple of weeks and I got very excited about the little babies, especially ones like this. You'll have to zoom in for this. Look here. You know, little bulbs like this are pence. Then they have to get nurtured by the grower and he gets a few pence. And then they have to be looked after by the wholesaler and distributed by the wholesaler, and that's a few more pence. And then they go to the florists and then boom, they're proper little margin makers. Now you will notice a little bit of moulding on the sheaves of the bulb. That's natural, that's just because they're in a damp atmosphere. But the great thing about these is that you'll be able to plant them in the garden after you've enjoyed them indoors, and then they'll come up again next year. 100% sustainable. There's a few florists that have been selling these this week. They've got some, these are actually ordinary jars that we've got, which have got like a heart decal on, and we've attached a little bit of a heart on there. You can also attach some of our biodegradable ribbon. You only need a little bit of water in the bottom. You're not generating any, you know, you don't need to put a lot of water in it. They don't need topping up a lot. You can use a recycled jam jar. You're not generating any waste. These ones have been in this jar for a week. So they go from this to this. So they're perfect for putting on the countertop. And they'll just keep growing, and then they'll rise up above the jar. You can pop it in a little bag. You can do all sorts of things with it. You can also have the kids make them in the shop. They can pick out the ones that they want, obviously with adult supervision, and they can pick them out and put them in their jar, take them home, and we've got about 1 centimetre of water in the bottom of the jar to make some kokedama and pop them in bouquets. And we've been doing this in all of our Valentine's bouquets, and hopefully we'll be able to do this in our Mother's Day bouquets as well, because it adds value. So the product lasts longer if you leave it on the bulb. So the hyacinth bulbs are great because actually look, some of them are doubles and you've got two. So you've got plenty of bang for your buck. Once you've got your base together, you can pop your little kokedama balls on sticks. And it feels heavy because of the kokedama, so you've got some weight to it, so it feels the value to the customer, and you've got the novelty factor, and you can plant them in the garden afterwards, just like that. Instead of putting a ribbon on this one, Just going to tie on one of our FSC wood, made in the UK by one of our student florists who's actually got a engraving machine. So that's how you use them in a bouquet. That's how you use them in a little jar. And that's the Muscari on the bulb.